all the other magicians standing around, like, oh, it's very protective, you know, like flocked around the professor to guard him because he wasn't being shown the respect that we thought he deserved. But the professor took a deck of cards, ordinary deck of cards, just like we've been using all night, and he had this young magician pick a card. And then he proceeded to do the most amazing thing I have ever seen. And I'd like to show you what that is now, because, again, remember, this is a true story. Kristen, would you help me? You'll play the young punk, okay? So, as I go through the pack, actually, the best way to do this is for me to drop cards. You just call stop anywhere. First, right, Queen of Spades. Here's what happened. The professor turns to light his cigar. While his back was turned, this kid did what any young punk might do. This is about the biggest insult to a card man, is to shuffle their deck face up and to face down, making them all topsy-turvy. Big mess. See what I did? So this is what he did to the professor, and that's something that, you know, teenage kids do to each other. The magicians hanging around, they do. You don't do that to the learned, the respected professor. So the cards were all messed up, face down. The deck was topsy-turvy. It was a mess. The professor was sunk. He had no idea his back was turned. He was lighting a cigar, and all the magicians standing around were plotting, how are we going to make this kid disappear? You know, there were places in the Magic Castle where you won't be found for many years. So while we're deciding what to do with this guy and hustle him off into the wings, Professor turns around, he takes the cards in his hand, blows a little smoke over the deck, true story, without skipping a beat, he said, now, where were we? And he spread the cards, and every single card in the pack was going the same way, of course, except for one. And what was your card again? Queen of Spades. And that's the best trick I've ever seen. I have no idea. Like I said, he was the creature of habit, the professor, and he would always sit in the same chair, smoke the same cigar. And if this were an accurate retelling of the story, I would never be caught dead holding a blue deck of cards in front of the professor. He's funny that way, very superstitious. You don't use blue bicycles in front of the professor. His preferred brand were red bicycles. So if this were an accurate retelling, the entire deck would be red, and that's what it would have looked like. But I can't do that. So this deck, no idea how I did it. I need to find the, I guess you just put them in here, and maybe put them under your pillow tonight. Think blue, and when you wake up in the morning, there'll be a magician laying beside you. It's unbelievable.